Hello everyone, my name is Sevira Faza Novia with my last student number 2114. Happy watching! In this debate, quasi-government was declared the winning team for providing the most meaningful contribution in framing and expanding the case from the government's perspective. CJ did not merely repeat arguments about trauma like the opening theme, but also successfully refine the direction of the debate by proposing systematic and human alternative solutions, such as mandatory psychological assessment, national oversight, and measurable rehabilitative programs, and also demonstrated that they were not simply rejecting the policy, but rather seeking more ethical and targeted structural improvement. This approach was in line with the adjudicators' criticism that the government team should not only talk about trauma from start to finish, but also show the extent to which this policy needs to be rejected or revised. In doing so, CG not only strengthened OJ's position but also concluded the debate in a more complete and impactful manner. And the next one is opening government came in second because they successfully established a solid foundation for their argument. They broke up issues of child right violation, the psychological impact of bullying, and the culture of violence in school. They also cited data from trusted institutions such as KPAI and UNICEF. However, OG was considered to be too focused on the narrative of trauma and did not develop the possibility of policy reform, which was an important point according to the educator comments. In addition, although their matter was strong, their use of POI was still not strategic enough. And opening opposition came in third because they presented a fairly balanced argument in defending the importance of discipline and structure in school, and linked it to the Indonesian cultural context that values hierarchy. However, OO was deemed insufficient in rebutting the data and trauma cases presented by OG. Additionally, OO also fell short in expanding the debate discourse. Some of the points they raised were considered too general and not sufficiently contextualized to the West Java region as defined in the motion, as highlighted by the adjudicator. And the last one, closing opposition came in last because it tend to repeat the arguments of the opening theme and fail to contribute anything new to the debate. Although they try to add the approach of shock therapy and the need for structure for trouble students. These arguments were not developed to their full potential and were not relevant to the local context. Additionally, CO failed to address or resolve the main issues raised by the government bench, and their manner of presentation was sometimes unfocused. According to the adjudicator, CO also got stuck in repetition without further elaboration, so their arguments did not receive full credit. Overall, despite some shortcomings such as disruptive use of POI, lack of variety in argument focus, and a delivery style that sometimes relied too heavily on text, the debate was deemed to have demonstrated good development in critical thinking skills. And going forward, teams are encouraged to focus more on strategically expanding and deepening the main issue, using POIs appropriately, and ensuring all arguments are contextualized within the motion's constraints. Some of their deliveries still reading from a text, which is lower the quality of their manner. Thank you.